Hello everyone, this is Tom from Team Exalted, and what we have for you here today is a treat from the archives. This is the match I played in KOTE 0. That's right, before KOTE was a thing, we had a first round. It was ourselves against another team. Unfortunately, I do forget the name of the other team, but I do recall they were from Spain. And the opponent, as you can see, is Tebiteb. Tebiteb, if you're out there, if you happen to watch this, reach out and remind me of your team name. So my opponent is going first here and has mind-barbed me and got rid of the little niff. I don't think I was particularly bothered about that at the time. I'm fairly sure I'm going to go into a logos turn here. Seems fairly obvious. Dropping out the poke and the cutthroat research for the amber. And then getting the two creatures out isn't a bad turn one hand. You'll also notice on this video that it being the early days of me recording, I messed up and I've cut off the bottom where you can see my amber, but you can still see it going up in the chat video. So the opponent played a poltergeist for amber, a shaffles, a snudge and a pit demon and a shula. It's an incredible first turn of dis. We're going to go into a logos turn here. Looking at that hand, it's stacked. Just thinking about what I should do here. And as I recall, it was a long time ago, but it was a bit of thinking about what was the biggest threat there amongst all those disc creatures. Definitely going to fight with the librarian. It being next to the Archimedes is fantastic. Do we get rid of that shaffles? But I think the decision's the pit demon, because the steal is worse than the loss, because at least with the loss your opponent doesn't gain. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and fight into the pit demon here, archiving that Titan librarian, and then one of the few times poke actually gave some value, getting rid of that pit demon. Then having a think about what to do here now. We play out this pip and then the hex peon. Get them either side of the Archimedes for that wonderful archive effect it has. It's going to be a simple reap here with the Archimedes. Get that amber up, and then we're going to throw out that entangler. Hopefully use that on the turn after to stop our opponent reaping. Opponent switches back into disc quickly, not surprising with all those creatures on board. Snudge fights the Archimedes and then returns the entangler to my hand, slowing me down quite a bit. And then interestingly fights the pip, banging it into my archives when he could have killed the Archimedes first. So I think that was a little bit of a misplay there. And down comes another snudge. Two snudges is not something you ever want to see or let live. A little bit of thought here about what the next turn's going to be. Total recall's a bit of a bust at the moment, as is the bombardment in the field. Looking at this now, if I was playing this now, I think I would probably take the shadows turn. At least there's the opportunity there to get significant damage down on those disc creatures. Get rid of that shaffles. Gain a couple of amber as well. I'd be surprised if that's not the line that I took. But we learn and get better, don't we? Orbital bombardment first, going to reveal 2. And get rid of Okay, onto the snudge. Containment field's got to go on the other snudge, yep. I think I just play the Total Recall for Amber. Total Recall is such a better card in AOA for me. Oh, and so an Untamed turn, and the Witch comes down, and the Dust Pixie, bursting to 6 Amber. And then a Nature's Call. Turning my that Dust Pixie is going to come down again, bursting to 10 Amber. This was a very problematic and common occurrence with KOTE decks. And then a regrowth to get the Shaffles back. Wow. So I think now that Shadow's turn is starting to look better. Those whistling darts. But we want to go, yeah. And then the throwing stars are going to get 2 Amber. We're not going to be able to stop that first key, and they're already a significant way towards their second key. And they end the turn on 6 Amber. Which looks like possibly a Logos turn next, depending what the opponent does. If they go just to 6, that routine job may well come in very, very handy. And into Dis again, another Snudge and a Shula, and the Shaffles is back. I seem to recall some aspects of this game now, and I have this feeling that the opponent stuck with Dis quite a lot here, more than they probably should have done actually. We can even afford to, we don't need to get them off check right now, so we could even afford to have a Logos turn and clear out that hand. Which we will, and take the archives, get the Entangler down. I'm guessing it's going to be Brain Eater, Archimedes, Librarian, or maybe Pip Pip, Archimedes. Yeah, and the Brain Eater, we want definitely the protection for that. And down goes that Hexpion. And what do we archive? A Mars card, I think. Or Whistling Darts, maybe. Interesting choice here. Interesting card as well that you archive after you have drawn up. So the effect not that fantastic on this turn. And we're at 1 key. Oh, Tebby Teb has gone into Dis and reach of that Snudge, so something's getting bounced, and he's already on check. But he does get stunned because of that Pip Pip. Returns the Entangler again. Doesn't want to be stopped from reaping. Yep, and it's a big reap out here to go to 8 Amber. Oh, and a Gateway. Anyway, a big play here. Back in the day, TCO used to take a little while to resolve this sort of stuff, determining what goes where, but the archive is now stacked full of logos creatures with a swindle in there as well. Now, do we pull the archives and swindle to take them off, or do we save that for next turn and routine job? I think we save it. Gives us more room to draw more cards into that hand for a more impactful turn later. And the 2 routine jobs now stealing 3. Whistling darts for another. Ending the turn on check myself. The opponent going into Logos and a library access turn. This was after the library access errata as well, so it got purged. And a mother coming down. A Fogify played for the amber. Quixo. And effervescent. Cut my amber down. Recall here, and a reverse time as well. Oof. I remember thinking, agonizing whether to go into the Mars turn and carpet Flotsam, or did I want to Hypnobeam and take over that mother? Interesting choice, but we do go into Mars by the looks of it. We do take that archive, and the Floxam's coming down. The mother survives it. Let's get that Vesma out, and then we'll take that mother. Thank you very much. And we'll reap here. Vesma. Thankfully, Vesma is a you may action on it. And then we end the turn on check again on 6 amber. And the opponent is back into Dis, or with a Lash of Broken Dreams, and a Shula taking me off check. Snudge. Don't recall how many snudges were in that deck. I think Logos is a good call here. The Binary Rupture, as I recall, this deck is a brick deck as well, so I'm pretty sure I would have been holding on to that, hoping to get that IG into hand, which should be coming eventually with only 10 cards left in the draw. So just play out this little Logos board here. Reap with their mother and take the extra card draw from it. And let's see. Opponent going into Untamed, regrowthing a Chota, a Dust Pixie, here comes second key for them, and a Nepenthe. Now, if I recall at the time, I was worrying about killing that Chota because they could Nepenthe it back. Yeah, so Binary Rupture gonna happen here. Sniffer out. Oh, we didn't Binary Rupture. It's an interesting play. memory of trying to avoid that, killing that KOTE, because I did not want that coming back with the hunting witches and other shenanigans over there, causing big problems. And at this point, the obvious choice for the Seismo is now untamed. And then is it a last greedy reap with the Hexpion, or do we fight it to then get that archive? Yeah, let's take that nice archive effect, and we discard the binate rupture at this point. Ending on 4 amber towards the final key. The opponent poltergeists to get rid of the Seismo Entangler. Must have been bothering them. They've gone into dis, so I think we can expect a Lash of Broken Dreams. It's a great hit with the miasma there. Getting that out of my hand must have felt fantastic for them. And getting rid of the mother. But having a nice clutch of Shadow's Steel there. And the Mars also could be interesting. So into the last leg here. Opponent deciding, I guess, whether to crack that Nepenthe or... Surprisingly, they haven't fired the Lash off yet. I think you should, if you're in a dis turn, you should always fire the Lash off. You never know what your opponent's going to do. And it's always worth just taking that out of stretch. But a Mind Bar, getting rid of the Harvester, don't think I would be particularly upset about that one. We're going to go into Mars and take the archives. We've got a Mars Needs Amber there. And a Hypnotic Command, which we misplayed. Because we should have put the other Mars creature out first. Which isn't fantastic. I actually remember this now, and I remember being quite frustrated at myself when I realised what I'd done. Almost put myself on tilt at this point, but then play out the Mars Needs Amber for the Amber, reap with the Think Drone, don't bother archiving anything, but leaving the KOTE there because, again, that fear of them being able to burst, although the Nepenthe is now gone, so that threat has disappeared. Discarding the Beam Buckler just to get draw into hand. More shadows can never be a bad thing at this point. And get EP'd and Fogify. But that's it. Just kicking the can down the road here at this point, I think. Swindle takes it to 6, ends the turn. Finally see that Lash being used. And a gateway to clear the board. Pit Demon. And a Shaffles as well. But not doing a lot to advance the opponent's position, really. Nothing to steal from them, that said. Shuffles is going to go. Lights out getting rid of the pit demon. And I suspect I hold on to the Ronnie. It's worth keeping. And ended the turn on 8 amber there with the opponent on 0. Using a lash and then a Shula. The pit demon comes back down and a snudge. I remember the disc sweep the opponent had in here was fantastic, but again I do think they overused it. So into logos here, just to burst past or onto the Lash of Broken Dreams level. Again, the option here for the opponent is to use that pit demon and steal one and then lash me. That will stop it again. But having the swindle in hand, I think, will put this out of reach for them, especially given they've now collected enough amber to make it worth using. Had that mind barb got rid of the swindle, for example, that would have been a bit of a nightmare. But you can see very keen to get this out and over with. Ending the turn on 11 amber. Here comes the opponent with an untamed turn. I don't think there was anything they could play. No, they conceded. And this was a great game for the first ever KOTE game played. Thanks a lot for watching.